There's no place to escape to.
This is the last
podcast. On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
A human, you're like a fugitive.
I'm like way organic. And that's what that is.
Is this thing recording
Yes.
our voices right now?
Ah, very good.
Yes, good. Key element to a podcast. All right, that's Marcus, and then I'm Ben Kissel, and then there's that.
Spike TV's Henry Zabrowski. Get your tits out, bitches.
Yeah, I like that.
Spike TV.
For jizz. I like Spike TV a lot. That's a great intro.
Watch two cops chained together by the balls try to enact justice in the streets of New Orleans.
They still
Spike TV.
They still managed to arrest the black guy, which is always
They
good.
always do.
Their racism prevailed over their nut clamps, which is key.
It's a good show, though.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of good shows, I'll tell you, Henry was watching a very powerful program today all about the pyramids, and you figured out why they're here.
Welcome to Arabia. Arabian Nights and Arabian Days. Origins of the pyramids.
Yeah, where'd they come from? I thought it was just slavery and
Big
things like
consensus
that.
is no one knows.
That's good. I like that.
Thank you for listening. The last podcast on the left.
That's
of
it.
the pyramids. There are none. No one knows. I was
But there are
watching
some theories out there.
There's a bunch of theories.
Okay.
Again, as I think I've even mentioned in this podcast several times, I have been struggling to get through David Icke's The Biggest Idea for quite some time now, and I got to this great little passage. So just in case you don't know.
Let's just do that sound
I got
again.
some allergies
Can we
going on
edit
here.
that in like every 4 seconds? What is happening with you?
I am
you are
itchy.
so full.
I am stuffed up. I have allergies.
Right?
I'm drinking this rocket fuel.
I know you are living a real dream life
I'm
right
gonna
now.
punch you in the mouth.
Don't.
I got Benadryl in my system.
You
Holy
spent all
Christ.
last night eating cake.
Yeah, I did. But that was for a movie.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's from one of them cake pornos.
Ah, yeah, can't wait.
I'm eating
Henry,
cake
don't
while I'm
swallow.
sucking. Yeah,
Don't
sucking on
actually
balls.
swallow it, Henry.
Oh no, I gotta swallow it. I'm an actor. It is true. I was eating cake for a scene,
Yeah.
I think that's
so that's
wonderful.
good. That's fine.
I don't see it.
But I was I got through this through another section of David Icke's book. And he was saying, so, okay, when the reptilians came
I do think that's his inner monologue when he types. So, okay. When the reptilians
Well,
came.
again, the book is so impossible to read because he's constantly backtracking and constantly saying that he is not insane and stop judging him.
Right.
Again, like you're in the room with him as he's writing the book.
Telltale sign of a man that's insane.
Who's got to stop writing a book, who's just trying to fill space.
Right. The weird thing in the book also, no commas.
No
commas.
no.
Just lets it all
Let
hang
it all
out.
run it out there. And he used big letters, it's big type.
Oh, nice.
Like a 24 font.
That's great.
Yes. But basically he said,
It's good for the elderly people to read this so then they get sent to a home because people think they're psychotic and they're like, no, I'm just reading a big printed book by David Icke.
now let's presuppose.
Okay.
Right?
Interesting.
Many eons ago, approximately 11,000 years ago.
Okay.
Earth was closer to the sun than it is today. Mars was where we are now, right? And Mars was inhabited by a very advanced race of white aliens.
Oh, okay.
Right? Named the Phoenicians or Aryans. Now, this is from David Icke's, a very close researcher friend of his, who's really, like, what do you say? He was like, he keeps his feet to the earth. You know what I mean? This is a guy who's
He
really
doesn't
like...
jump. He never jumps.
No. This is like he was saying. This is a guy who is like the NASA scientists will have rejected his findings because they're
Conspiracy.
afraid. Again, they're like they've basically. He said they've already printed the history books, so they can't go back and reprint all these history books.
That's true.
right.
Yeah. No,
That's-
they can't do that.
It's a
that's-
good point.
He said that sarcastically,
The history-
though.
yeah.
He was saying like
Books
they've
have
already
been printed.
Yeah, they have been printed.
This is
yeah.
a David Icke joke?
Yes. Very good. So, Nibiru
Okay.
shows up into our solar system, housing our reptilian creators.
Great.
Jupiter crashes into Nibiru, right? The ensuing collision creates what is now Venus. Venus comes shooting through, does a loop-de-loop around Mars, and then a loop-de-loop around Earth.
It's like the magic planet theory.
Yes.
Next thing you know, Kennedy's dead. Hello.
Back and to the left, back into the left, back into the left. And then
That's right.
Basically what that did
That's how I
was
make
that-
love.
Ugh. All right. So Narubu and
This is just
Jupiter
where
fuck,
this
they
idea
make
even
Venus.
came from. So the idea is that like that destroyed all life on Mars, but during that time, the advanced collection of white people there knew to escape via spaceship and come to Earth and subjugate all of the browns that were living on Earth at the time. And that's what they said is that all primeval life
So
on Earth was probably black people, and then Earth people came from Mars and took over them and made the pyramids and stuff like that in
So
order for the
basically-
reptilians to find them again.
White people have been gentrifying neighborhoods for 11,000 years.
Yeah, 11,000 BC.
The
We've been
Earth
putting
was
up
the
yoga
original
studios
Williamsburg.
since then. Yeah,
Right.
Dropping off our Land's End magazines.
Right.
And Crocs.
That
Crocs
is-
came from Mars.
Yeah, Crocs came from Mars for sure.
And Ugg boots.
One of the worst white inventions of all time, the
All
Croc.
of that straight to
We did not
subjugate
knock it out of the park.
brown people that were just here living peacefully.
Loving life.
Loving each other.
Titties all hanging out. and
Rubbing
shit.
themselves in the dirt.
Absolutely.
Don't need a boss.
I'm with you.
White people invented jobs.
They invented
They
jobs.
didn't need to go to a job before.
No,
They're just out
why
there
would you?
collecting their mangoes, getting the mangoes out there with the alligators. That's what
Everyone-
all the black people sounded like on Earth, 11,000 BC.
Really?
Wakasha. Oh, don't you take my coconut from me.
Really?
And
I
the
didn't
white
know
people
that.
from Mars came and were like, get the job, Browner. You little
Browner.
brownie. Get the job.
Seems a little bit racially insensitive.
But that's what
they're
it was.
older whites.
It's
yeah.
11,000 BC.
No,
It
I
was
know.
before
Times
our
were
time.
different. Yeah.
Susan B. Anthony wasn't around yet.
That's right. That's
You
true.
know, Martin Luther King was yet to be a thought.
Yep, that's true.
You know,
Absolutely. So the
so
whites
this
come
is
down to
where
Earth.
I was just like, ooh, the pyramids.
Right.
I started thinking about the pyramids from there, and I watched this great documentary called
That's what's-
Revelations of the Pyramids.
Okay, revelations of the pyramids. And what are some of the revelations of the pyramids?
There are none. It's many amazing things about the pyramids that are
Yeah.
like, and it always just like, and why did it happen? And they never answer.
Cliffhanger.
Pyramids were. It's just. I mean, of course. Number one.
So it's like, and
pyramids.
why did it happen when you're watching it on TV? And why did it happen? And then it just, I'm Greg with mesothelioma. It's like, get this mesothelioma.
Mesothelioma. Mesothelioma.
Either way, Greg is,
Mesothelioma.
whatever. He always has it. It's
Mesothelioma.
always like, did the
God
pyramids
damn it!
exist? It's a hard word.
Mesothelioma.
This is the problem. Is that we're too busy worrying about mesothelioma and not worrying about
Think
where
about-
the goddamn pyramids came from.
It's a bigger issue. That's for goddamn sure. Who cares if a man had a shitty job working with asbestos for 50 years? I'm talking about the goddamn pyramids here, people.
Pyramids were impossible to build.
Okay.
Number one, which is just true. It's made out of 2 million rocks. They're as heavy as cars.
Right.
They say that it was built over 20 years. This is where scientists, because they believe that it was built for a tomb for this one specific pharaoh, right?
Do we know who that pharaoh is?
Come on down to Egypt land.
My people go.
I believe it was King Ralph was the pharaoh. I'm not really sure on the specifics.
Well, it would have to be a large dwelling then for him to sleep in. He was a heavy set guy, so
Lots of
that
beer
makes
nuts
a lot
and
of
Chicago
sense.
Bears
Right.
jerseys everywhere.
Yeah, he was buried with corn nuts. We've never seen anything quite like this. It's very bizarre.
But so
And
they're
a
saying there's
bowling
this
ball.
20-year span. So basically, what they're saying is like what that means is it was more to delineate what the purpose of the I'm so fucked up right now in the face.
I've never seen a man eat a full meal without actually having any food in a plate. I mean, you are swallowing. You're eating a lot of oysters over there.
I'm
today.
not doing well.
It's gross. Okay, so we got King Ralph buried in a pyramid. 20 years. And what they just
Yeah, they're
think
just
that-
saying. Well, originally the idea was that this was built to be a tomb, and then
Okay.
and that would mean that it would have to be built over 20 years in order in terms of like when the talk of the pyramids construction started and when it would have to have been built for, which is for the specific pharaoh's death.
So-
but the thing is that in order for that to happen, the 2 million blocks means it was that that one of those blocks would need to have been carved, moved, and placed every 2 minutes for 20 years. That's
that's
what
not
would have. That's utterly impossible.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
And just like, then they were like, well, we don't know how it happens. Because they were like, did a couple other examples where it's like they refilled this Egyptian quarry and it took them 5 years. It was half the size of the pyramids and it was doing dump trucks filled with rocks every 12 minutes.
Right.
It took them 5 years to just fill this one quarry. And they're just like, this is insane. This is impossible. There's no way they did this. And
But
then
people didn't have a lot to do back then.
that's
you know?
true, and there's a lot and the other thing is what they made the pyramids with was a fucking metal stick and a rock.
That's all you need.
That's all it was. It's literally all it was.
And will,
they kept
and
showing
grit.
the stuff, and then it's just it was a metal copper wedge and a rock, and that's
Right.
they did the whole thing with it. Hardworking people. It's like
Very hardworking people.
how when you get a Mexican crew to sort of build your kitchen or your bathroom.
Oh.
And the 5 minutes that they work per hour, it's that level of working. Where they just really sync it up for you, really get it done for you with a fervor.
That's right. That's right.
And there's lots of, so again, it points magnetically north within 5 centimeters. It's the only man-made building that is known to do that so accurately. They also are saying that you look at the base of this pyramid, and when you divide the length by the height and all this stuff, it makes pi, right? And it was built to the golden ratio. So both of these things did not exist until the Greeks. And it's hundreds of years later, these concepts didn't exist.
Thousands.
It's ludicrous. It didn't happen. And then they have the tunnels inside of the pyramids are these perfectly straight diagonal tubes.
Right.
That are how do they don't know how they do it. How they do it. That's
How
what
they
say.
do it.
And that's all. And then again, it was Brian Cox who was like, and how did this come about?
That's right.
Machu Picchu, and it goes into the next thing. It's just no. You just say you ask the question, answer the question.
It's rhetorical, my friend.
But it's just absolutely fascinating. So
I
now they're
love
talking
it.
about the purpose of it. You can extend the timeline of how the pyramids were built depending on if it was not a tomb or not. And if it wasn't a tomb, what the fuck was it? Was it a rumpus room?
Maybe
What
a
was it,
bunga bunga room, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Get all the babes in there slapping butts, having good times with big drinks. I would love a bunga bunga room in a pyramid. Absolutely. So why did
Except
they...
for sliding down all the walls and everything.
Yeah, that's going to be the major issue. Everyone's peeing and puking everywhere. So after the pyramids are built, they take 20 years. Then they have to kill the pharaoh and pop him in there, right?
Yeah.
So you
Well, they don't kill the pharaoh
they don't
right then. No.
I feel like they probably have to though.
Yeah, at this point, it's it's done now.
The building's done. He's like, couldn't you have worked a little bit slower?
Absolutely fine. He was like, it's done. We did it fast.
We did it super fast. And then they have to kill him and throw him in there.
It's like
Take your time, boys.
so
Constantly
many
gets them
slaves
drunk and
would
throws
have
them like
to-
prostitutes.
Yeah. So many slaves would have to be working for so long and so hard that they wouldn't even be able to make up songs in order to work and sing.
Well,
and
maybe
work.
that's where techno came from. Very fast songs.
Yeah.
you-
That's my Egyptian music.
That would get me moving some rocks.
Which I think is also the only song that existed in Egyptian times.
Yeah.
Actually, I heard that they may have found on one of the hieroglyphs, if you plant it to music,
Yeah.
they discover that it actually plays this song.
Let's give that a listen.
song. That's pretty amazing.
I like that. I had no idea Bananarama was around then.
That's not Bananarama.
No, it's not?
No. It's Ace of Base.
No, it's not.
It's Julie and the Shakes.
No, it's the Bengals.
Ah!
It's the Bengals.
The Bengals?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What an idiot. I thought it was Bananarama.
It seems more like work like a dog like an Egyptian.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the next thing they're finding is that, besides the breakup, they also are finding that there are these natural indentations that they first thought was a part of when there was originally a limestone covering on the pyramids that had fallen off and made this. The pyramids are not 4 sides, it's 8 sides. And those 8 sides, on each side, slightly incline. But what they're showing is that on the equinox, a shadow is created in which you can actually see the line in the wall.
Oh,
right?
cool.
And that exists in cathedrals all across the world, right? And the idea is like, was this just a giant clock? Is that what this is for, right?
It's a bit elaborate for a clock. Get a watch here, people.
There was a lot of big projects back in the day, and that was a stimulus package.
Yeah, so they made a pyramid to get a shadow.
It's like the
Seems like a lot.
It's like the evolution of mammals. You know how sloths used to be like 16 feet high, and now they're about 4 feet high. Same thing with clocks.
Okay.
They used to be pyramids.
And
now
iPods.
they're on my wrist.
Yeah, the eye pyramid, just the slightly less smaller pyramid.
get almost 6 months of time on my fucking pyramid. It only took me all of my grandsons and granddaughters to make it.
That's not bad. You can carry it with you, kind of.
But then this great documentary was like talking about these other sites, right? Like in Machu Picchu, same thing. You have these pyramids that were built in the same way. The other way that they were built was really interesting. Was originally they thought that they were built out of like pieces that were made to save from a quarry. It's all these like interlocking broken rocks, right? But when you look
They did
at
have
it,
a lot of rocks, though. They're like, what are we going to do with all these rocks?
Yeah, and never mind, it was also like 500 miles away where they got the rocks from, which is just the most difficult thing to do.
They traveled 500 miles to get the rocks and then bring them all the way back and then make the pyramids out of them.
Yeah, it's like when I go to Burger King to get this croissant sandwich,
But you're not
then
going
I go to McDonald's to get their hash browns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're just trying to make it perfect for you.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, just get the Burger King hash browns while you're there.
That's right.
Just get the rocks from where you're fucking there. There's rocks under your feet.
It's like I was talking about on Top Hat yesterday. It's the Middle East. There's rocks everywhere.
Rocks are everywhere.
Well,
Absolutely.
Egypt's technically northern Africa, but still.
Rocks are everywhere there, too.
I'm guessing they had to go 500 miles to the Middle East to get the rocks there.
To get those primo Middle Eastern rocks.
Yeah.
Poor guys in the Middle East are like, where the fuck have all of our rocks
And
gone?
that's why they called it E-Rock.
I love it. Hong Kong, Henry Zabrowski. He'll be here all weekend.
On fire.
Yeah, put him out. Put him out. We got to edit that one out. That one is absolutely disgusting. I can't focus over here. How am I supposed to work with this guy, Marcus? You're the goddamn programming director here. Get him out of the room.
I can't get him out of the room. He has all the information.
God damn it, Henry.
You would have done your research.
It's not information. None of this is real. Okay,
It's information.
It is information. I am sorry.
I got mummy information, but
We'll get to the mummy stuff.
Soon. Let me
Yes.
just get to the fucking
As soon as we got the, as soon as he's done squirting all over the microphone.
I'm not doing well.
All right. No, you're doing good. You look good.
They found so there's like pyramids and stuff like that all over the goddamn place, right? Well, no, but so these interlocking pieces, right? They are so tightly laid on each other, which is also insane. The fact that like they get such a straight cut from using a metal stick and a rock,
Right.
right?
Unbelievable.
They fit together really tight. They said enough so it's like you can't even fit a razor blade between it. And what I liked about this documentary too is that it was all Europeans, and so they all seem more serious.
Right.
It's you don't have the Tsoukalos there with this fucking giant hair and a fucking orange shirt on going, it's aliens, dude. It's just like it's all,
the thing is about the people that are watching the thing is that they don't really know what the thing is on the thing.
no. All these people they all look genuinely baffled. They're all just
Right.
like. The fact that it's built this way and these coincidences run together, it's like this mathematician who was like literally sitting there with his head in hands going like, it's zero. It makes no sense. The fact that all this could happen randomly doesn't make any sense. It's like the volume being the golden ratio is nuts. He's like, this was obviously chosen. They made it be like this. And the interlocking pieces, what they discovered weren't on accidents. When you look at the other side of the wall, it's the same exact mirrored pieces of what's going on the other side. And basically, they found out that by building that, they made them earthquake-proof. And the same thing had happened in Machu Picchu, and they also found wall fragments like that on Easter Island. And they also found them in China, where in China, their pyramids, they have a series of gigantic pyramids that they keep secret. They don't allow Westerns to visit. Like, no, researchers are not allowed to go research it. And what they're doing now is they're covering them in soil and dirt and planting trees on them, so no one knows that they even had
Pyramid
pyramids.
Mountains. That sounds like a fun
and they
one
don't
to
know
climb.
why that is. No one knows why that is. And when you plot these things out, the way that this really kind of blew my mind. All the rest of it was just like, yeah, I get it. The pyramids, how they do it, I don't know,
Right.
But this was like, you line up Machu Picchu with Easter Island, with Giza, and it runs on this circle on the earth that also connects like where Abraham was born. And then this small town, like literally, and they were saying like to like pinpoint accuracy, like this small town in Pakistan where this mysterious writing tablet was found, which is still indecipherable. This like series of hieroglyphics that were found in Pakistan, they were also found in fragments in Machu Picchu. And then it also runs over the Chinese pyramids.
So they just like went to Pakistan and they're like, what is this a Kindle Nook?
Is this a nook?
Is this from the fucking age of the pyramid? What is this?
Yeah, it's like, what is this?
This is retarded.
Oh, I left that here last week. Oh, thanks for bringing it.
Yeah, keep it
Oh,
there.
my nook's all dirty. I'm sorry, I just shoved it inside this pyramid for safekeeping. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, Pakistan, y'all. You want some collard greens?
What is Paula Dean doing in Pakistan?
She left her fucking nook there.
Get her out of there.
Oh, I was
You're gonna
reading
stone
Oprah's.
her.
I was reading Oprah's biography. Thank you, Pakistan.
Oh my God.
It's a butter pie. You take about 12 sticks of butter and you put it in a pie crust and you make yourself a butter pie.
That's good.
I got diabetes.
I'm Greg with mesothelioma. I've got it. Mesothelioma.
Now on Spike TV, how many tits can the pyramids hold? 9 billion. Boing.
Try to jizz slide.
Spike TV pyramid facts. How many cool dudes could lift the pyramids? Fucking too many, bro. Oh, Jersey Shore. Spike TV.
Oh, I love Spike's advertising. It's just like, please, guys, please watch us. We're gonna go to business soon. Please
Hey,
watch
dude,
us, guys.
you're not gay. Spike TV.
Is gay.
Gay.
Gay for
Spike
cock.
TV comes out for itself. We here at Spike TV.
It's bizarre marketing.
This is we're gay. We're all gay, and every dude that's a hot dude on this show is a hot dude for us to masturbate to.
I'm so proud that Spike came out of the closet.
But
Bravo, Spike.
Very,
you just
very
look at,
good
and
moment.
again, they're like, why is it in this giant circle? This
Right.
perfectly like well-designed circle all around the Earth, and
Was there anything else?
they don't know.
Okay.
Do they not?
They do not know.
Okay.
And then if they said
But
you
they
said-
have a strong idea that maybe, and they only hint it towards the very end, could be aliens.
Could be what?
I didn't say it out loud.
Oh, okay. You just thought that? And
It could be aliens.
aliens.
It could maybe be aliens who made them.
I like that
Or
idea.
taught them how to make it. Because the same thing also is like they also go into the NASA channels, like all the things in South America where you see like the monkeys from space and shit like that, where they carve it in the rocks. And like you have the two types of archaeologists there, and there's one type of archaeologist who's like yeah, they use it for paths. They walked on them. I don't know. And the other one's just like, they see them from space. Do the aliens know we have monkeys? Who's in the shape of a monkey? It's like the shape of a
Right.
spider. And they're like, they make the big spider so that the aliens afraid to come. And they're just like, no, it's a fucking running track. They're running around the fucking spider. They love it. What?
I don't
He's
know.
like, what are you talking about? None of you know. None of you know why it's there.
It doesn't sound like it, but it definitely sounds like a couple of guys are going through a divorce. But you were saying also...
I'll tell you why those Nazis lines
This is a whiskey. No?
It's because Debbie doesn't love me anymore.
No, Debbie doesn't love you anymore because you were very abusive and you drank too much vodka. What with the... you were saying something with the North Pole?
She doesn't know why the Nazi lines were made.
No, no.
I
You're
told
right.
Debbie, you tell me why the goddamn South American Nazi lines are made, or I'm gonna have your ass. And she cried and
I
cried.
think she's going to come back to you, man. Just don't even worry about it.
I'm an archaeologist from France.
Well, you're so drunk you've lost your accent. It's remarkable.
Oh, boozy boo. I make croissants all the live long day.
But you were saying too, if they had all of these places,
They created-
if there was a North Pole.
They made it an equator in the North Pole. They put it like they generated a North Pole for that equator, and they found that all those places are equidistant from each other.
Which that is a really bizarre coincidence.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Why is it there? They don't know.
You know, it's probably in the ocean. Atlantis.
Well, I almost suggested that we do an Atlantis episode.
Well, we got to do one soon because I watched a pretty awesome episode of Ancient Aliens on Atlantis the other day.
Yeah, aliens did it.
Well, I mean,
Aliens.
technically gods did it, but the gods they're aliens.
It was also called the Golden Era, the time before Egyptians and stuff, where there was incredible white people doing amazing things in a sea resort called Atlantis.
Yeah.
That was our time. Yeah.
That was our time then. You
Down
think
there, it's
now?
our time. No.
no.
Definitely not.
Back
Definitely not.
then, we had lasers.
We were killing it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were doing great.
We had spaceships.
Then we got cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when Poseidon
That's
came.
the thing, is that we let these brown people start playing sports against us. Ruin their confidence.
That conversation's happened more than once in the Romney household, though. That's why we don't let him play cricket or lacrosse. We can only play the expensive sports. Speaking of pyramids and
I
shit.
can imagine the Atlanteans like the guys from like the rich kid camp.
Right.
You know? It's just like I can't run in these wooden shoes. Hey, I made these new shoes out of rubber, and I'm just better at basketball than you. Get out of here, Brown! I'm gonna sink this whole fucking island.
The Atlanteans versus the Zulus.
Yeah, they just pull the plug on Atlantis, and it just sinks into the ocean. I'll never let us lose. I'd rather drown.
It's all over a game of basketball.
white
That's
people.
it.
Fergandugu, we beat the white people finally. Yes, and they'll never come back again. What's that? Oh my God! There's a spaceship from Mars. Hello,
Full of whites.
hello, brown people. No!
Oh, God damn it. I'm Greg with mesothelial. God damn it.
Mesothelioma.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
So now we have Marcus with some.
Mesothelioma.
That's right. But so we got the pyramids, and then, of course, inside the pyramids are the little thing called mummies.
Yes.
Right?
Mummy.
Oh, mummy, please. Mummy, please stroke me.
Well, first of all, let me take
good.
you. Mama, please stroke me.
Milk my cock.
And you know, the Three Stooges, they. Oh, wait, I'll get to that later.
You know how we should get over to your mummy facts? We should walk like an Egyptian.
Bananarama. God, I love that group.
It's the Bangles or the Jangles?
I don't
Which
know.
one's got the fat chick in it?
All of them? Is that the one with...
Wilson Phillips.
Yeah, I was going to say Wilson Phillips.
They might wanna make you cry.
God.
Oh, say goodbye.
Say goodnight.
Maybe that's Carney Wilson's problem.
You can go down for one more day. Get a hold on.
Hold down. I'm the fat chick.
I know it. That's just her. Carney was inspired when she opened up the fridge and she saw the cake and she's like, I want the cake. And she's like, you can hold on for one more
She was
day.
waiting for a flan to set.
Oh, Carney Wilson is fat.
She's fat again, and I
Yeah.
love her for it.
Always going to be fat.
Well, let's go through the embalming process.
Mummy
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah, mummy fat.
One of the embalmer's men makes a cut on the left side of the body and removes the internal organs.
Gotta do it.
Absolutely.
For they are the first in the body to decompose. The liver, lungs, stomach,
sense.
and intestines are washed and packed in natron, which is a salt-like substance.
This is
And
what Lindsay Lohan's doing in order to elongate her acting career.
Ooh, I like it.
Ah, booyah.
zing! And that dries them out. The heart is not taken out of the body because it is the center of intelligence and feeling.
Wrong.
And the man
They got that one wrong.
And the man will need it in the afterlife. A long hook is then used to smash the brain and pull it through his nose.
What? They got it all wrong.
Actually, I do believe that Dahmer also actually did do that.
Yeah.
That he believed in that, and that he tried to do that.
No, Dahmer didn't think
Well, he
the
also
heart
drilled him in
would-
the head a couple times.
Yeah, he would drill him in the head and put like orange juice
Yeah.
in there and just be like, I'm going to make him healthy.
It's a mimosa.
Yes. Oh, that would be fun. If we go over to Dahmer's house, just like 4 heads on the table, and he just like fills them up with wonderful champagne and OJ. Drink up, boys.
It's brunch.
I like it.
The body is now covered and stuffed with natron, which will dry it out. All of the fluids and rags from the embalming process will be saved and buried along with the body.
Okay.
After 40 days, the body is washed again with water from the Nile. Then it is covered with oils to help the skin stay elastic. The dehydrated internal organs are wrapped in linen and returned to the body.
How long and at what temperature do you put it in the oven?
The body is stuffed with dry materials such as sawdust, leaves, and linen so that it looks lifelike. Finally, the body is covered again with good-smelling oils and is then wrapped in linen, making it a mummy.
A good smelling mummy. Very tasty.
Like Cher.
And then, thousands of years later...
I can't believe that they actually worked, though. The fact that mummification actually worked. It's kind of crazy.
They started doing it with apples.
You always
Then they
experiment
moved to
first with
people.
apples.
Yeah.
Yep, I never heard that. I've heard that about medicine.
And then, thousands of years later, Lord Carnarvon.
Carnarvon? I am Lord Carnarvon?
And I order you, mummy, out from your tomb.
Oh, okay,
I am
Lord.
sick of these white people.
Lord Carnarvon here.
Lord Carnarvon financed an expedition that was led by Dr. Howard Carter to unearth King Tutankhamun's tomb.
Ooh, exciting.
Oh, very exciting indeed. And on the entrance to the tomb was inscribed the words, "They who enter this sacred tomb shall swift be visited by wings of death."
That's fucking cool, man. You gotta go in.
Mummy's coming for ya.
Mummies with wings.
Well, the only thing you need to
And-
do with mummies is have a lighter on you because they are highly flammable.
Extremely flammable. Flammable.
But it turns out
Wow.
that was a lie. The press invented it.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
And that, but what it actually said, it is
Like,
I who...
hey, there's a mummy in here.
Hey, come and blow the mummy. Blow the mummy for $5. You can blow the mummy. Touch the mummy cock. $5.
It said, "It is I who hinder the sand from choking the secret chamber. I am for the protector of the deceased." And then the newspaper added, "And I will kill all those who cross this threshold into the sacred precincts of the royal king who lives forever."
The newspaper did a good job. Can we be... I mean, that's a
City's
good
spicy.
reporter.
Good.
Newspaper did a great job. But where
Definitely.
the story of the curse comes from is there on the day that Howard Carter broke into the tomb.
When does Brendan Fraser come into the picture? That's what I wanted to know.
On the day that Howard Carter broke into the tomb, his canary was eaten by a cobra.
Ah, classic cobra versus canary battle. I've seen that
Why
many
does he
times.
have a canary, and why is he traveling with what I imagine is a very fragile bird?
I don't know.
It did not a hawk.
No?
A canary is a tiny little thing that's also just around.
Yeah.
It was his only friend, Henry. It was a very sad day
Canary,
when
you'll protect me from the evil spirits within. And
You'll
it's
protect me
like,
from that cobra, won't you, canary? Yeah.
I love your beautiful song, canary.
Take that
I
as
will
he
never
is.
sacrifice you for death. Never, not once. It's a mummy! It's my canary!
But talk
Take the canary!
I don't want the canary. I want your soul. That's what that mummy
Goddamn
would say.
white people.
I don't like them.
And talk of the mummy's curse had actually began decades earlier when people would take these mummies, take them over to England in the 19th century and do strange strip teases on stage.
With the
in
mummy?
which- yes. In which they would have sexy women strip the mummy down in a elaborate stage show.
Oh man, I would fucking see that in a millisecond.
Yeah, beating off in the corner. Who's that guy?
No, I would be filming it and liking it.
Interesting. Yes.
But really, and then Lord Carnarvon...
Carnarvon.
Lord Carnarvon. He funded the dig. He died shortly after the discovery. The path to his death began in the spring of 1923 when he was bitten on the cheek by a mosquito.
And diagnosed with mesothelioma.
During his morning shaving routines, he further aggravated the mosquito bite. It
no.
soon became infected, and Lord Carnarvon found himself ill. He suffered a high fever and chills. A doctor was sent to examine him. But
Give me my
medical
canary.
attention-
I'm
Give
feeling
me my
faint.
canary. I'm feeling lonely. What do you mean he was eaten by a snake?
Oh, give me the snake then. I'll dig out
Lord
my canary.
Carnarvon, you don't even ask for your canary until you're going to Egypt or you're about to die. So don't even act like you miss it.
Whatever.
All right.
One of the staff ate it.
Yes, and
Oh, yeah, this is the only way white people die, which is an infected mosquito bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sad way to go.
It's
yes,
like dying of heat stroke.
medical attention
I've been
arrived too
vacationing
late.
so long.
And at the exact moment of his death, the lights in Cairo mysteriously went out.
I don't know. It just
Oh,
sounds like
wow.
Cairo's got shoddy fucking electric wiring.
Yeah, that
Most
still
likely.
happens.
With it,
That
yeah.
still happens to this day.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it happens
Blackout, yeah.
most days.
That's it, though. Wow, what a champion.
And now,
King Tutankhamun. Now, what was this story? I think there was also a lot to him, too, about how, like, they think he may have been murdered, and there was, like, a lot of story about how, like, he also may have been a Riri because he was
King
part
Tut
of
was a
long-
Riri.
Yeah,
big head.
big head.
Right.
But then there's also say that also means that he could be an alien-human hybrid, and that's where their society came from, and why the Egyptian society began at the peak of its knowledge. Like, and it never reached, like, from the times of the pyramids, it was a downward slope, and then the burning of the libraries and all that stuff
If I'm
happened.
going to pick and choose, I'm going with hybrid.
Hybrid.
Alien-human hybrid. Not retarded. Alien-human hybrid.
Hybrid.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why he says words you can't understand it.
Yeah.
It's not in English. Is he retarded? No, that's his alien side.
Gilbert.
He's actually very smart. You have no idea what he's saying.
Give that king an Oscar.
There you go.
Gilbert.
That's a nice little... He's a cute guy. He's a cute
Yeah.
guy.
And one more.
He's got jelly on his death mask.
Why wouldn't he?
Gilbert.
And one more mummy story. Well, not really story, but mummy people. The bog people of Europe.
Ooh, the bog people. The Wade bog people of Europe. All with the mustaches.
My favorite mummies. These guys are pretty fucking amazing. They're
Okay.
as old as the mummies, but because of they were sacrificed and or murdered for like offerings to the fertility gods, they were usually said to be, let's see here, stabbed, bludgeoned, hanged, or strangled, or a combination of these methods.
Cool.
And they threw them into
I
this.
want to see that full combo.
Yeah, and they threw them into these bogs, and in the conditions of these bogs, highly acidic water, low temperature, and a lack of oxygen. So these people's skin, appearance, clothes, and internal organs are damn near perfectly preserved. And they're thousands of years old, but their bones are dissolved because of the high acidic content.
Ew.
So they're just these big jelly sacks.
Cool.
It sounds like
Yeah.
the way that Michael Jackson slept. That's really... So,
But it's also like the
And they've all been killed in extremely violent ways.
it's like the Buddhist monks that spend all their time drinking the special tea, and they slowly mummify themselves over 20 years.
Right.
And then right when they think they're about to die, they close themselves in these tombs, and then they're perfectly preserved.
I was wrong. I'm
Help
feeling
me!
fine now.
Actually, I'm kind of.
I ate something.
I take it back. I
It was
want a
just something.
hamburger.
I'm fine.
I want to see Full House.
It all passed. I'm doing good.
I
Sweats
want to
are
learn how
gone.
to play poker.
Well, he is really dying loud in there, huh?
Hey,
He's always
guys!
kind of an asshole.
What's Blu-rays? I heard there's this thing called Blu-rays.
Oh, and others, some of the worst ones, the body would be completely fucking destroyed, and they would be forked down to the bottom of the bog, so the body
love
could
it.
not come
Was
back
this
up
a,
again. Yeah, they were saying that it was probably like punishment for criminals.
Oh, so it was a punishment. It wasn't like you've been chosen as one of the lucky ones.
it could be. I mean, they don't know because they're idiots,
right.
And they
Fucking
didn't.
Lord Carnarvon's great-great-great-grandfather is just like, I'll kill another.
Man,
I'll kill as many as I like.
your great-great-grandfather Carnarvon would not be pleased with your performance.
Bring me my canary.
They've also found these bog people in Florida.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But they're
1998.
they just live in Pensacola and are just living there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're not. Yeah,
They find 'em
they're
in the
just
pool.
bog people. Yeah.
They really are.
That's gonna be a new show on TLC called The Bog People, and it's just dudes fucking just floating in muck.
That's right. Look out, honey boo boo.
Uh,
Television show's coming to get your ass.
guess I'm sinking again.
Interesting.
This bog was getting deeper. Anybody else notice that the bog is deeper now?
Interesting.
On next episode of Bog
Yeah,
People.
bog pussy. It's
it?
extra wet.
Is it? Is it? Is bog deeper?
Bog People. This Wednesday at 4 in the morning.
I think that's when the audience is definitely ready for Spike TV entertainment.
Yeah.
4 a.m. after a long night of schnitzel and bar hopping.
What?
Hello.
What life do you live?
I live a life of schnitzel and bar hopping, my friend, and Spike TV around 4 in the morning.
Walk like an Egyptian. We need to walk like an Egyptian right outside this podcast.
That's right, we're all done. I want to do a callback to mesothelioma,
Yeah, I'm
but I
trying
don't
to-
even know if it's funny. So I'm Greg with meso. I mean, it doesn't even matter.
Mesothelioma.
Mesothelioma.
No, mesothelioma is not it. That sounds like a cannoli
Mesothelioma.
company.
Mesothelioma.
Sure. Okay.
We need to get this guy on the show. And
We need to figure it out. We
gotta
to cure
call
this
Greg.
poor
We gotta
bastard.
call Greg.
Mesothelioma.
This is good.
Mesothelioma.
This is good.
Yeah, this is perfect. People are really loving this.
Mesothelioma.
Good. So we'll do.
Doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't. It sounds awful. All right. It
I
just
don't
sounds
know
like a
where the
fate
word
worse
comes
than the
from.
actual disease.
Yeah.
Like cancer doesn't sound that bad, and then the disease is terrible. Mesothelioma is just like so impossible to say.
Mesothelioma. Yeah.
Mesothelioma.
That's the problem with the disease. You have to tell everybody you have this thing you can't pronounce.
I have mesothelioma.
Well, what does it do for you?
Oh my God, he's got brain cancer. It's like, no. I just can't pronounce mesothelioma.
That's right. That's right. Makes my cock bigger. Okay, well that's not so bad.
Cool. Yeah,
but you have
show
to-
what it mean, cracker.
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
All right. Well, I think we learned a lot today.
Yeah, we did. We did. Go visit the pyramids before they take off after being piloted by Will Smith, going back to Xenu. I think that's what they are. I think they're spaceships.
Okay.
That's the origins of the pyramid.
It's just as good of an answer as any, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Well, hail, Henry.
Hail me!
Magustalations.
Megostalations.
Magustalations. And I think that's it.
Yes.
Then listen.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Walk like an Egyptian.
To your jobs or to your loved ones.
That's right. Be nice to your children. Hug your daughter.